my immediate goals was to get as many people to come by the studio to try us out. So for the start, we did a lot of free classes to push out people to come to our sessions. So the struggle we had was to explain what we are all about. That was something that was pretty tough. My goal at the point in time was to gather as much people to come by to experience it, and at the same time to get feedback from them.
Right. To just be the best possible gym. Welcome to Gym Empire Secrets, the podcast where we talk with successful gym owners on how they grew their gyms and the hard lessons they learned along the way. My name is Justus Wah, and I'm the founder of Stratagym, where we help gym owners grow their gyms to full capacity and even over 7 figures. Before Stratagym, I grew my own gym to over 7 figures, even receiving offers from private equity firms to acquire the business. I've also helped many gym owners scale their businesses so that they can inspire more healthy lives while growing their bank accounts. Whether you're a seasoned gym owner or you've just opened your new studio, you'll discover the secrets on how to grow your gym. Hi guys. This is Gym Empire Secrets. So welcome to our listeners. Today, I'm actually very, very excited for this episode. We have a very special one for you guys today. Because I'm joined by the MT30 owner himself, Benjamin. And, as I was talking to Benjamin here, it's really such a great story. I'm so excited because you guys will really see the transition, like the career transition he had to make, his story. There's just so much to unpack today. And we are really, really excited to have this special guest here. So welcome, Benjamin, to our show.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, and we are really excited to have you. Okay, so first question, Benjamin, for you. What's your story? How did you end up becoming a gym owner?
This is going to take us about 5 years back. It was during COVID period. Close friend of mine, Terrence, kind of approached me asking me if we want to start up a gym together. Backstory, we did Muay Thai for a long time. And this has always been my hobby. I think he approached me at that point of time is because I was out of my previous job. I was a flight steward with Singapore Airlines. At a point of time when I was flying, he did approach me whether we want to open up his current gym, Ghetto Fitness, together, but I couldn't put in the hours, so I totally understand. So when I came out of the job, he asked me again whether we want to do something together. So I told him I did not want to do something that is really out on the market. Yeah. So kind of told him to give me a while and let me brainstorm or come up with something, and then we discuss further. And here you go, MT30.
Wow. Okay, that is a very interesting story. So you met with Terrence, right? You guys discussed, you pursued several opportunities, but that was after a certain while, after a certain period of time, you decided to make that jump, right? And that jump was really big, from air stewardess to become a gym owner. Can you talk me through what were your emotions back then, making such a big jump? Because not many people are willing to take that type of risk.
I get you. So personally for me, when I joined the airlines, I think if I take myself way back, I was quite a quiet person. Okay, I'm not someone who really likes to talk a lot, quite an introverted person. I keep a lot of things to myself.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like the job helped me tremendously to pick up the soft skills onto speaking to different people. Maybe another glass of wine, but it get to expose and I get me to expose myself to talking to so many people. And it helps me a lot with my soft skills. So maybe 1 year in my career, Mark, okay, I flew for 5 years as a flight attendant.
That's a long time.
Yeah, it's a long time. 1 year in the job, right? I felt like, is that all? I want to learn, I want to learn more, I want to do more. And so a senior of mine, when I was flying on flight, he looked at me and asked me, why am I working so hard? All right. I feel like I was working pretty hard, but I think that's my personal pride. I kind of want to take pride in what I do. When I do something, I try to do my best. That senior was just sitting down, chilling, and asking me why am I going so hard at it?
Yeah.
It's just hourly pay, right? We are just getting a fixed salary. There's no commission here.
Wow.
So that kind of struck me. I mean, I always knew that the job is based on salary. It's not commission. Doesn't mean you work hard, you do more, you get more. No, it's not about that. But like I said, it's personal pride. When I want to do something, I want to do my best. But that struck a nerve, and it started that it planted a seed. Right? I try to think, like, you know what? Like, is there something out there more for me? Yeah, because I have that passion, that energy, that drive. It only took me a while to realize that this has always been with me. Not only when I was flying as a flight attendant, back when I was schooling, on in the army, I was always trying to do my best. I'm not trying to compete with anybody but myself.
Wow.
Yeah, I just want to do things better for myself, try to be better day by day. Then start ringing bells, it took me a while, 5 years. But on the first year mark, I kind of like felt like, maybe should I venture out? It was a big decision. It's a bit scary because it's stable. It is really stable.
Right.
The income is not the best and not the worst.
Right. It's decent.
It's decent. It's pretty decent. And got to fly around the world. And looking back, okay, flying was actually quite an enjoyable job.
Yeah.
Right. Simply put, right, there's no emails, there's no WhatsApp, there's no DMs, there's nothing at all. Once I'm done with the flight, I got all the free time in the world.
Yeah.
There's no one bugging me at all. No, zero. So I felt like when I came out, I aged a lot. When I was flying, I feel like, wow, I got no wrinkles, everything is fine now. Now I feel like, wow, everything is so different now. I suppose that is why, the truth is, that is why I also realized why the transition for a flight attendant to a corporate or any other job, right, is going to be very tough. Because the stuff that we do when we are flying is so much different from what we're going to do outside. Follow-ups, stuff like that. We have nothing like that. There's no experience of that. So decided to take a leap of faith during COVID period because they are restricting the travels at that point in time. So there's not much flights. So the flight attendants have to be pushed to various jobs to make ends meet.
Right.
And the company will provide for them to be stationed at hospitals, stuff like that. That was like the push that I feel like, you know what, maybe it's time for me to look elsewhere. Yeah. So at the point of time, there was 3 career choices that I was looking at.
Yes.
That it's a bit relevant to my flying career. Because one big thing that I feel I level up a lot was the soft skill portion.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
So then I was looking at sales. Okay. Property, insurance agent, or I wanted to transit to be a pilot at the point in time as well. Because when I was flying at that point in time, I met, hung out with a couple of the pilots and they mentioned that I have the tenacity. They see it in me. They asked me to come over. They say, I don't quote name, but one of these guys is very nice. He say, just make the switch, he can prep me and can train me. So I was really thinking about that. But I factor in the time, right? It takes a long time to be trained and then to be graduated and then going to be bonded for a while. So eventually I canceled that off and I went to TOO. So decided to be a financial advisor then.
Okay.
Because the mindset was the sky was the limit. Okay, it's your own hard work. If you want to chill, then,
Right.
then if you want to work hard, then you reap what you sow. So that was my career path then. So I was financial advisor for a year. At a point of time, that's where there started some shift going on as well. Okay, I was doing okay at the very start. But unfortunately, things happened. That was when my dad was diagnosed with cancer. Yeah, so many things was hitting me at once. I made the career switch, and then my dad got diagnosed with cancer. So I would honestly say, right, this is actually a blessing in disguise. Some people will say there's so many things on my head as well, you see. But to me, it's a blessing in disguise. Why? Because if I was still in the airline, I could not take time off. Then when I was a financial advisor, I was self-employed. So what I decided to do was to stop working. Okay, because my dad had a terminal cancer.
Wow.
So doctors said that probably 1 year. And, we're not sure about that. Family decision was either the hospice or home. So because my mom was not working already, she was retired. So it's just me and my brother. My brother has a full-time job at the point in time. So when I was self-employed, I decided to just take the step, then solve the equation. Then my dad can stay at home and then we'll take care of him. So yeah, one thing led to another. I was, at the point of time was also COVID, mind you. There's no going out, everybody's always at home. So I can still do my sales as a financial advisor, but it's more on Zoom. But truth be told, everybody was worried with their finances. Right. So, and the way I run my sales is I run with a conscious heart. Okay, I really kind of plan properly for my clients. And if there's no excess liquid, I wouldn't do anything. It is what it is. I move on. But most of them are struggling as well. So then I decided, you know what? I just focus on taking care of my dad. And like I say, blessing in disguise, I could do that. So through that journey was pretty tough. About a year later, my dad did pass. One of the hardest time in my life, I would say. Yeah, I couldn't describe how the feeling is. My dad is the anchor of the family, right? It was pretty tough. But, at certain juncture of my life, then when he passed, I felt like everything was not doing good for myself as well, career, family, etc. Right? So that whole turmoil I was feeling, I didn't really go and seek a doctor or stuff like that, but I felt like I was down with depression. I didn't actually met up with any of my friends at all for maybe 4 or 5 months.
Wow.
Yeah, because I don't feel like I want to talk.
Yeah.
Like it took me a while. Yeah, so then when I was better and stuff like that, probably about a year later, like I mentioned earlier on, sorry, I scramble all the stories around. Terrence approached me and then trying to align the timeline. And that's where, things are better for me, and decided, like, Muay Thai has always been my passion.
Yeah.
Always been my passion. Yeah. When I was a flight attendant as well, maybe some of the flight attendant would still remember me as the guy who will always bring in my gloves, my shin pad, my mouthpiece. I'll go around the globe to try out different gyms. But I never had a thought of opening my own. I didn't try out to figure out how is the model or how did they coach to open up my own. I didn't have that thought in mind. But then it was purely a hobby of mine. Kind of enjoy the sport. I like how distressing it is, right? But truth be told, there are definitely things that I didn't like as well for the sport. That would be for me when we do a bit of sparring, there's contact, right? Injuries happen. And when I was doing Muay Thai while flying, I have a black eye, I splitted my ankle,
Right.
busted my lips. And because of all this, I couldn't fly. So with Singapore Airlines, it's pretty strict.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have like any facial deformities, they will actually not allow you to fly.
Wow.
Yeah. So then I realized that, I actually enjoy that rush of the strikes. I also do like sparring as well. But sometimes when you're paired up with an individual who cannot control themselves, they tend to go very hard, and it became like a competition of ego. This is something I didn't like about it, because I genuinely just am here to train, but it bound to happen. And then that's where injuries happen. And when I pull it all together, and when Terrence asked me to start up something together, I was thinking, I want to start something that is completely new. Yeah, I want to start up something that didn't have that. So yeah, that point of time, spin studios were picking up. I was looking at the Instagram, the reels. They didn't understand what it was about. Okay, yeah, I can see that people cycling, but I like the vibe that it was dark, right? With some of neon lights, and the music was really hyped.
Yeah.
Right. So I was thinking, hey, is there something like that with Muay Thai? I went to search a bit, nothing. But there is something like that with boxing. So there's a lot of boutique studios doing boxing with this kind of dark theme, neon lights, and kind of music going on. Then I went to me and Terrence, okay, we went in R&D. We tried different studios to try out how the experience and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I've taken all the notes, the good, the bad, which I shall not say. But one thing very prominent I noticed from all the studio that I've experienced myself, because I'm joining them as a first timer, okay? I realized there was a big shortfall in customer experience and service, which I come from 5 years experience in Singapore Airlines, customer experience and service. So I realized there is a lot of things that could have been done better. A few more steps if they do to say certain things to make people feel better. They didn't have that. And generally, I just felt like it was a bit robotic.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just in and I'm out. There's no engagement, which is fine. So when we brainstormed and created this, I know for the fact that I will lay down certain rules and service standards that we will upkeep.
Yeah.
And we'll upkeep. And at the end of the day, okay, I would say that my job here is to maybe sell smiles, make people feel happy, confident. And you may not be the fittest to come to my studio, but I guarantee when you come out, you'll break a sweat and you'll get the natural endorphins out of you and you'll feel happier. Yeah, I'm sure everybody has a drink or two, one or two. Those are fine as well, get the natural endorphins instantly.
Yeah.
But for working out, for any other fitness places, you gotta really put in the work. And that's what I've seen, and I'm very glad when I teach. During the session, I can see my clients are exhausted. Exhausted. And some of them, I look at them, they stare at me. I can see. I will take that fuel and I'll just say a few things to them. Love me, hate me. Okay, I want you to do your best.
Wow.
Yeah, it's for you actually. Yeah, but maybe they don't see it, then they're like, oh damn, what is this guy keep telling me all this? I'm so tired already. But after the session, wow, here's the things that I'm so happy. Some of them came out and thanked me. You see, because they say that I say that maybe a certain sentence that spur and spark them, right? They felt happy.
Yeah. For those of us listening in here, it's like, I just want to add a small comment. Yeah, I can really see your heart, because it's almost like when you were telling your story just now, you were saying that you had a career switch and then you were exploring being a financial advisor, and then your dad got diagnosed with that, right? And that was one of the darkest periods of your life, but you had to pull yourself out and up from there. And you decided to take that and start your dream, right, which is MT30 now. And that kind of bounce back where you're like, I can push through this.
Yeah.
It's tough, it's painful, but it's almost like because you were able to push through that and did do that, now you can help your clients in the class, in their journey, do the same.
Right.
And I like, just based on what I saw those two parallels, I just want to comment on that, because I think that's like, I see that, I see that is who you are. You are the type of person that you will find a way and you will push through and you help your clients do the same. Muay Thai through fitness. And that's why you believe what you believe. And that's why you have this vision of customer success. Thanks for sharing, Ben. This question is a good one. So I definitely want to get it on the record for us, right? When you decided to open your gym, MT30 here, or you mentioned that you opened about 4 years ago, right? During COVID time. What was your idea of success? Right, and it could mean maybe financial success, operational success, the success of the impact that you have for your team and your clients and your community. What would you say was the number one thing in your head at the time, right, in terms of success for a gym?
Gotcha. So at the point of time, I realized that idea was great. MT30 is a completely new idea.
Yeah.
Right? It's a great idea, right? But the challenges were huge because I'm first in the market with this concept, which makes it harder for people to even understand what we are. So my immediate goals was to get as many people to come by the studio to try us out. So for the start, we did a lot of free classes to push out people to come to our sessions. So the struggle we had was to explain what we are all about. That was something that was pretty tough. My goal at the point in time was to gather as much people to come by to experience it, and at the same time to get feedback from them.
Right. You just be the best possible gym.
I wanted to get a lot of feedback.
Wow.
To check how do they feel about, because the concept is new. I can't base on my own thinking to run this and I think this thing would work. I think we need to get feedback from clients so to know that whether they actually enjoyed it. Okay, so kind of happy because I created the space with the intention in mind that traditional Muay Thai or maybe any other fitness studios, right? That it's a bit well lit, right? Some people, they feel very conscious about how they look, right? And I can understand, I can empathize, and they do not want to take the first step out to even do anything about it. So I wanted to create this environment where this is a no judgment zone. It's just you against yourself at our studio. And that's why the darkness of it helps. And this is my idea, right? But when I get my clients telling me that it's brilliant that we created this atmosphere, they love it because at first they feel like, oh, is someone going to judge me? It's very normal, it's super normal. And I think having this team and this concept and how we explain, this is really a no judgment zone. It's just you against yourself. This space, right? This space. And yeah, I feel like we hit certain goals that I wanted to speak before I started. Those are things that I want to create. But when the clients say it themselves, then I know that the mission was a success. Yeah. Financially, right, it was super tough. Super tough. Because as I said at the start, it's a new concept and it's so hard to explain to people. There are some people who dive to the numbers, they say like, 30 minutes means, but other studio is 45 minutes and 1 hour. I mean, I'm paying more, right? So I get things like this. Okay. My take is, right, I am trying to create something that's very effective, very efficient in 30 minutes. And at the present time, I would say that, yes, I'm very confident in this product. Very confident. I believe that the users, my members that are here, they enjoy as well. They enjoy. I can see that they enjoy. And they understand as well. It's a half an hour workout, so they really go for their best effort. And that's the mindset I want to cultivate to clients as well. Truth be told, time is money. And Singapore is a very fast-paced country. I feel everybody is very conscious about their time. And if you can complete your workout in 30 minutes, where you don't have to think, you just have to follow everything is up there. Yeah. Welcome to MT30.
Wow. By the way, I tried the workout yesterday and it was intense. I'm still feeling a little bit sore, but I think I could hear the thought and the passion behind the product, right? Which is the service that you guys deliver, the workout. And I gotta say, it's the tough one and it's also a really effective one. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, and I love it. I love it when I hear you talk about MT30 and the thinking that goes on behind it. Ben, can you share a little bit more about, now that we're on this topic of customer service and your product, right? Can you share a little bit more about what your main clientele looks like here? So, right, what are the clients you enjoy having most in the gym? And how do they get to know about you? Like, how are you reaching out to them? How do they get to know about you? How do people find out about MT30 usually?
Right. Okay, so the clienteles that I feel that the members, don't get me wrong, actually I love all my members. Yeah. To be honest, I think the vibes here are pretty awesome. I don't really have a member or a client that I feel like are pretty nasty. Okay. Yeah, maybe not. So the clienteles that we have going on right now are, the clienteles that I feel that are always around here will be the late 20s to late 40s. This range.
Wow. It's a big range. Yeah. You got 20 years there.
Yeah. So what I experienced and why I asked them, why MT30, why do they come? They actually like it. That is structured, that is short, that is efficient. And these are the things that I mentioned early on as well. Fast moving country, I asked them as well. Some of them that are married, they have kids, they only can squeeze in so much time, right? Yeah. They only can squeeze in so much time. And maybe we are centrally located. So a lot of the offices are nearby. Maybe they take a couple of trains, a couple of bus, or they just drive down. We're conveniently located. So once they're done with the session, they're back to home. Yeah. Yeah.
How do you usually find this age group, these type of clients? Yeah.
Okay. I would say a lot of our clients, right? Maybe they see us on Instagram, maybe some of the videos that we did, or they come via ClassPass.
I see.
Yes. ClassPass, a lot of the clients actually do come from ClassPass. Yeah.
So ClassPass, word of mouth, Instagram.
That's right.
Socials.
That's right. Word of mouth. Yes.
Yeah. Socials. Okay. I'm really excited for this next section here that we're going to discuss, because I kind of asked you this off screen, but I'm going to ask you it for everybody who's listening in on the show. Okay. And you are quite an ambitious man. and we know that. So here's the question, right? What's your vision for MT30? Right? Where do you want to go with this? You guys have, in 4 years now, you've managed to survive through very tough periods. You yourself are someone who has pushed through so many challenges. What's your vision moving forward for MT30?
Okay. So the vision I had before I started the studio was to create something new, right? Something that's never been done before. Okay. So everything we have in place, the whole structure was built to scale.
Wow.
Okay.
Probably from day one you're thinking about.
Yes,
big things.
yes, honestly, yes. So from day one, when I say yes to Terence. The only reason say I yes to Terence because I told him I want to start something that we can scale.
Right.
I want to scale this whole thing up, if possible. I'll do my best to try to get it there. And the model that, everybody is familiar with is F45. I see F45, it hit globally. And my vision, my dream is MT30 global as well.
You want this to be a household name, right? It's global across all countries, different studios. So if you would break that dream up into several segments, right?
Yep.
What does this look like for the next year for you? So what specific milestones or goals do you have in the next 12 months that you feel, if achieved, they can really bring you forward towards this goal?
So one of the key milestones will be client acquisitions. I really want to bring up the number, to really fill up most of my slots, right? If I feel like the demand is there, then it makes a lot of sense,
Right.
to really scale it. I do not want to scale a product where we are not hot. Yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot of different ways to look at things.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of businesses, they run it differently. Some of them will just straight up, raise capital and just scale just as it is.
Yeah.
All right. And another thing, why as year goes past, I keep thinking that this is actually possible. It's because of the reviews we have. Honestly, I'm not the kind of person who will toot my own horn or I'll try to brag. I'm really not that kind of person. I'm just saying that the reviews it's written by the clients, and I read it. Every review I will read through, and I feel like we are onto something. I feel like we are onto something. As I mentioned, we are on ClassPass. So I've scanned through the vicinity area, or maybe in Singapore, we are the only 5-star studio in ClassPass. Some of them are 4.9, 4.8 because they have a lot of people coming in.
Right.
So at the start, when we reach our first 1,000 users, and we have 5 out of 5 stars, I thought wow, I was pretty happy, And then next we reach 5,000, and it's still 5 out of 5 stars.
Wow.
I was like, wow. Right now we are sitting on 17,000. So 17,000 unique users actually came over the course of 4 years. Okay, on the overall ratings,
that's a lot of 5 stars. Yeah.
Yeah, to still maintain the 5, So then I feel like, okay, there's many things to talk about in that segment itself. But the number one key thing, I always have it in my mind is customer experience. I want to make sure that every client that walk through get to experience it nicely and understand what we are all about. And, off they go.
It's so clear. So it's really about to achieve your dream, right?
Yes.
You want to go global. You have this vision. You see MT30 as, since day one, you saw it as a scalable gym. This is exactly how you designed it, right?
Yes, correct.
In terms of the workouts, the delivery, the customer experience. And the next year, the biggest challenge for you, or the biggest milestone that you're trying to hit, is just to really crack customer acquisition, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Last 2 questions for today. We already got so much, there's been so much just golden nuggets here from your story. What's your belief around coaching and investing, right? So, when clients have a fitness issue, they come to you, right? They say, hey, Ben, I need to lose weight. I need to get fit. I want to get stronger, self-defense, right? All part of Muay Thai. What is your belief in terms of hitting your goals for your business, for your life? What's your belief around investing in coaching, investing in education for yourself, to upskill yourself, to really take MT30 to the next level?
Gotcha. So my take on this, right? There's two segments to that. One is the internet is here. everything can be self-taught.
Yeah.
Honestly. 2, you save time. You spend, you invest, you get more quality solutions presented to you than you research it yourself. So there's 2 segments to it. I
Right.
feel like if I can acquire a lot of knowledge and value and you will actually scale things up, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
It's almost like it's the same thing with fitness, right? So everybody can
Exactly.
work out by themselves. But
Exactly.
they come to you because of the quality.
No,
of the
exactly.
efficiency.
Yeah, true.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. Yeah, I feel like it's exactly how people come by for training, for personal training. You know, they can actually kind of, okay, I gotta be careful. Maybe certain ways they really do need the correction as well.
Right.
I believe the same thing as well. Running a business as well. It's actually the same thing to a certain extent.
Yeah. There's so many things. There's so much out there. Yeah. There's so many steps, right?
If you want the fast track, then gotta pay money. If you want to self-taught, self-train, it is still possible, right? I'm sure you know it is really possible, but time spent will be a lot as well.
Well, last question. We're gonna wrap this up, Ben. Just thank you for sharing your story. I think seeing you bounce back from that episode of the darkest period of your life, I think that is so motivational and is so powerful. And I'm really glad I got to capture that. And then the vision you have where you are clearly you're not a hands-off owner. You're not someone that is like, I started like, okay, I'm gonna move on. No. Like you don't give up on your dreams. And I can see that with every class, with every word, with every client that walks through the door. We spoke about your 1-year goal, right? And I guess this is building on top of that question, right? If you had a magic wand right now where you could wave the wand and you could have what you want, what would you wave the wand for MT30 right now? What would you wish for?
My vision, right, is to scale, right? To scale. So with that in mind, say if I can acquire, right, 1 million customers, big dream, right?
I love it.
If I can acquire, that's the one that we are talking about, right? If I don't even need 1 million acquisition. I need maybe 1 million people who are interested or maybe saw us, you know, or want to come down for a trial, right? That one will work. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ben. I think I'm so glad we got to capture your story, your vision, and where you want to take MT30. Throughout this podcast, we're going to be including clips of MT30 as well, the workout, the vibes. We got some good content and good footage there. And I just want to say, guys, actually none of this was sponsored. I experienced MT30 and I personally really liked it. And having that opportunity to sit here today with Ben, experiencing his class as well. Like I gotta say, he's a man that is genuine, true and true. So he is what you see, and this is what we're getting. We get to know somebody who is so passionate about what he does, even after 4 years, who pushes through the pain and the struggles regardless in order to achieve that. And that's what he wants for everybody that walks into MT30 as well, right? He's going to push you hard. He's going to make sure you make the best use of the 30 minutes. And we're really glad to capture his story today. So thank you so much, Ben. Thank you for being on our podcast. Thank you for sharing your story.
Cheers, man. Thank you for being here, man.
Yeah. And I'm really, really glad I got to talk to you today.
Same. Likewise.
Okay.
Cheers.
That's it for this episode of Gym Empire Secrets. If you enjoyed this conversation, you can subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you're listening to this for future episodes. This podcast was brought to you by Stratagym, where we help gym owners scale their gyms to full capacity and even beyond 7 figures, so that gym owners can inspire more healthy lives while growing their bank accounts. To learn more about our community or see how we can help you, visit stratagym.sg/join.